Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, chat's loading up. All right. Welcome back to more Skyrim. We'll be starting soon. Just take a swig of my Gatorade here. Okay. Let's get into it.
Yes? What did you need?
No, nothing.
I don't know if I can do this anymore, Mandy. Is it because of your father?
Why are you always in front of me?
Hey, even I can get tired every now and then. Finally, a place to just relax.
You're climbing up there. Wow. Mirax armor. Oh yeah, let's go put away the gauntlets. Could give it to Serana. She already has that vampire ring that I gave her.
So, what's on your mind?
Try some things
This
with
is
you.
what I've got.
It only increases.
Nothing else then? Yes? What did you need? Sure thing.
I don't know what to do with this ring. It's a cool ring. Probably does a really good spell.
If you find any juniper berries, save some for me. I've always wanted to try them.
I could get rid of this ring. enchant it? No, it's a unique ring. Guess I'll
Here
try it
we
out with some
are.
enemies.
Seeking passage to Windheld?
Yeah, like back. Yeah.
My ship's ready to sail, if you've brought enough gold.
Yeah, here you go.
Right then. Let's be off.
Bet my horse is right by me again. When I get to Skyrim.
Talk to Captain Galland if you're looking to book passage.
Yeah. Whoa.
Captain Galland does the business around here. I'm just a ship's mate.
Would like to ride my horse, but he's on the boat.
Yeah. What did you need? I never really stood. Some people would prefer to pad themselves with more metal. Yes, their figure is more sturdy, but now they're much easier to hit. Yeah, just this bend. Castle looks so big from down here. I mean, it is big, but, well, even bigger.
I guess I'll use Umbra. And, oh, son of a bitch.
Yes? What did you need? I'm glad you're here.
What's on your
It
mind?
still feels kind of weird, waking up after thousands of years, even at this point. Just thinking about an empire in Cyrodiil. I definitely thought everything would end with the Remnants.
I've got you in my second.
The old water cistern. On some days, this would just be glad you weren't here then.
Done and done. Take a left up here. This is one of those weird double-barred security measures that might... That's enough out of you. Who's there? Past me? A grave stick. Done and done. Yes? What did you need? This leads out to the courtyard. Just head for the door. We've made it to the courtyard.
Oh no. What happened to this place? Everything's been torn down. The whole place looks, well, dead. It's like we're the first to set foot here in centuries. This used to lead to the castle's great hall. It looks like my father had it sealed up. I used to walk through here after evening meals. It was beautiful once. This was my mother's garden. Do you know how beautiful something can be when it's tended by a master for hundreds of years? She would have hated to see it like this. Wait. Something's wrong with the moon dial here. Some of the crests are missing, and the dial is askew. I didn't even know the crests could be removed. Maybe my mother's trying to tell us something? I'm telling you, there's something strange with the moon dial. I've always wondered what the Dwemer actually looked like. If one believes Nordsen, they were much like elves, but with beards. But what about young dwarves? Were they indistinguishable from, say, the Altmer then? Maybe there were other differences. Lighter skin tone, or tails? No. Why would they have tails? I don't know. Don't mind my rambling. It's just there's so many artifacts from their civilization, and yet we know so little. What did they look like? Where did they go? Well, as far as I'm aware, it's the only one in existence. The previous owners of the castle had a sundial in the courtyard, and obviously that didn't appeal to my mother. She persuaded an elven artisan to make some improvements. You can see the plates that show the phases of the moons, Maser and Secunda. That's the thing. What's the point of a moon dial? I always wondered why she didn't just have the whole thing ripped out. But she loved it. I don't know. I guess it's like having a piece of art, if you're into that sort of thing. Hard to say. Maybe if we found the missing crests, we could figure it out. If I had to guess, I'd say the moment Mother fled the castle, Father went on a rampage. Knowing him, anything at all that reminded him of her was destroyed. It appears that way. I suppose he wanted to put the past behind him. Perhaps if he spent more time with us, he would have recognized the beauty for himself.
Look around for the missing crests. Even in this mess, they should stick out.
Very clever, Mother. Very clever. I've never been in those tunnels before, but I'd bet they run right under the courtyard and into the tower ruins. Well, at least we're getting closer. Let's go.
I want to go in here and see what's up. Seriously.
Ahem.
Where's this, Rana?
My fellow traveling companion, doesn't this courtyard look nice? It's serene in a certain way, and uniquely beautiful, like a certain...
Is there something you want to say?
Maybe. Well, actually, yeah, the garden actually didn't age well. No, I wasn't talking about you. Well, I was.
Are you flirting with me?
Well, it's entirely possible. Now, enough of that. We got a job to do.
Let's see what's in the North Tower.
Well done, Serana. Nice. You really are as eloquent as an ice wraith.
Ooh, Black Soul Gem.
Who's there? No, it's done. I'm calling this one's in the bag. I never pull my punches. Ashes to ashes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the ring. The spells aren't really that great.
I've never even seen this part of the castle before. Be careful. I don't know what might be around.
Do I keep on using the vampiric blade? Or the ice blade? Yeah, I'll use the ice blade a bit.
I sense something. Ashes to ashes. Weapons up. I sense something. Done and done. We're getting close. I'm sure of it.
You know this place?
I had always just assumed that the other tower was completely destroyed inside. My mother kept this a secret, even from me. She must have been up to something she thought was dangerous.
Does your mother keep gargoyles around
Not
here?
that I ever saw. My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what you're thinking. She just found them fascinating.
Okay.
Turns out my mother was sneakier than I thought. I wonder what she's hiding. Who's there? Oh, you're
Sorry.
Are you alright? Let me know if you need anything. Hold on. Did you hear something? Done and done.
Ooh, ebony.
Weapons up. I sense something. There you are. That's enough out of you. Alright, let's do this. That'll teach you. Weapons up. I sense something. Do you honestly think it's still pretty good out there?
Nice work.
Damn, that took every spell ever.
Hold on.
I'm always up for a party.
Done and done. Hold on. Did you hear something? Good night. Hold on. Did you hear something? And that for you.
Done and done.
Oops. Okay.
I'm calling it. This one. Ashes. I don't think we've reached the top yet. I'd bet there's some sort of secret passage around here. Leave it to my mother. Always smarter than I think her credit for. Look at this place. This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean, she taught me everything I know. But I had no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all of this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone.
What exactly are we looking for?
My mother was meticulous about her research. If we find her research notes, there might be some hints in there.
Well, it maintain quite a laboratory.
I had no idea that her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy setup in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here.
What's she search?
Looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy.
To what end?
I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig that up.
Thanks for following. Gym shards. Oh yeah, I should take this. Okay. Okay. I got
Any
the part.
luck yet?
I found it. Found your mother's
You
notes.
did? Let me see.
What's the soul current that she mentions?
I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems. That the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn.
Really? Why does she care where you souls went?
The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the soul cairn itself.
She made it there, and we'll find her.
That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn.
What do we need?
A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts. Oh, damn it.
What's wrong?
We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place.
You sure her blood?
Not bad. We'd better hope that it's good enough. Mistakes with these kinds of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started.
Are all those great ingredients here?
Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just need to find them.
Okay. Let's find them. Received the Ager cart.
Get the ingredients in the vessel, and let me know when you're ready. Get the ingredients in the vessel, and let me know when you're ready. Then, the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood. Of course. What is it?
What do you do when you find your mother?
I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost.
Sounds like she did everything for your sake.
Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried about me, about all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible, before he really went over the edge.
We won't know until we find her.
Yes. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then?
Let's get that portal open.
All right. Here goes. By the blood of my ancestors. She actually did it. Created a portal to the soul. Incredible.
Let's get going.
Incredible. Simply incredible.
Anything you can tell me about the Soul
The
Cairn?
Soul Cairn is a tiny sliver of oblivion, the realm of the Daedra. It's ruled by unseen beings known as the Ideal Masters.
What was your mother so fascinated by it?
Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always interested in souls, though, so that probably has some kind of interest.
What exactly are the Ideal Masters?
Nobody really knows. As far as I've heard, no one's seen them, and returned to Tamriel to tell about it.
How do you even know they exist?
I've read stories. Stories about fools that manage to communicate with them. You give the Ideal Masters souls, they give you powers to summon the undead. It's all very businesslike.
Fools? Why do you say that?
Because most of those stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the necromancers, who end up dead, or wishing they were dead.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
Let's get going.
Are you alright? That looked painful.
It was. What happened?
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's
What?
hard to describe. The Soul Cairn is, well, hungry, for a lack of a better word. It's trying to take your life essence as payment.
So there's a way in? There's no way in then?
There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem.
Does it mean I need to become a vampire?
Not your first choice, I'd guess.
There's be another way.
Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours.
Wouldn't that kill me?
My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the Ideal Masters. That might be enough to satisfy them. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the Soul Cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe.
Those are my only
I'm
options?
sorry. I wish I knew a better way. Something that would be easier for you. Just know that, whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes, things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
Okay, Alright.
Have you made up your mind?
I'll see no other way. Make me a vampire.
Are you sure? I'm willing to turn you, but you need to think it through. You'd become the very thing you've sworn to destroy. I don't know how the Dawnguard will react.
I'm ready.
Turning someone is a very personal thing for vampires. It's intimate for us. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you into this.
In that case, I'm the one I'm glad you're the one doing it. Yeah.
Let's not waste too much time then.
I promise to try and make this as painless as possible. Hold still.
Okay. Do I have enough blood potions? Oh, I don't even have any potions of blood. Oh well. We should cheat. Okay. I weigh about a lot of pounds. I could probably distribute weight with Serana. Let's get going.
Ah, the smell here. The smell here. Let's try to handle this quickly. But looks like we'll be dealing with the smell of rot while we're here. Lovely. If she really is here. I wonder how my mother managed to deal with it.
I deal with it all the time.
How do you manage to deal with it then?
For a walking corpse? You don't smell terrible.
Me? I smell like nightshade and snowberries.
I want to have a word with the trader who sold you this perfume.
Oh, you know what? You should be talking.
What do you mean?
I have a heightened sense of smell, you know. If you think you smell like blossoms after frolicking in a fetid cave, you are sorely mistaken. But, hey, you're actually not too bad. For a sweaty half-elf.
You're a snowback.
Horker face.
Milk drinker.
Well, that is just not true anymore. We're being awfully carefree, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, for being trapped in a realm of oblivion with no guaranteed return. It's nice, really. To just have fun. Have someone who can help me forget about all the prophecies, Elder Scrolls, betrayals, and this awful God's cursed reek. About all of this, even for a brief moment. I'm starting to like you, okay? You're growing on me. And what I said is true, though I definitely wouldn't want to end up here for all eternity. We got a job to do. Let's find my mother and find a way out of here.
Okay.
I feel terrible for the dead who end up here for eternity. Seems awful, like they're still suffering.
Are you sure your mother has the Elder Scroll?
No, but there's no way she would have left it in Tamriel. She wanted to get it as far away from my father as possible. I can't imagine a better place.
If she doesn't?
Then we find out where she hid it, if she's still alive. Well, as alive as she was before. Or is now. Or, you know what I mean.
Want to hide it in the soul current and then return?
Probably to avoid whatever my father would do to her if he got his hands on her. Or maybe her plan was to come back, but she was stuck here. We won't know until we find her.
Do you know anything about this place?
Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
Any soul gem?
Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the soul cairn takes just any leftovers.
Does anything live here?
Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here? The only things that can survive here are the ideal masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. Well, if you want to call that living.
Do you think we'll meet the Ideal Masters?
I don't think anyone's ever met the ideal masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground. I have no idea.
No, not really. It's just a random modder.
Lots of theories.
Play Skyrim.
Some say they feed on them like I feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment for an even higher power. Almost like a currency, a very strange currency. Whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here.
What would a necromancer want to deal with them?
Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really. Child's play. But bringing something from the soul cairn gives you something much more powerful.
Bragging rights, I suppose. How do necromancers communicate with them?
Well, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a simple portal. But to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself. And most of them never come back.
Okay.
Do let me know if you need anything.
What's up, this guy? Hey there.
I wonder if my family misses me. I wonder if they're still alive. How much time has passed?
Okay.
You'd think a vampire would be right at home in this place. You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here, quickly.
I suppose so. Damn, I'm gonna find a lot of stuff, aren't I?
Is there no end to this nightmare?
All right, let's do this.
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this.
Calm down. Here's Arvac.
Arvac, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters, so I told him to run. Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this will change you.
How can I help him?
Arvac! Arvac! Where are you? Arvac, please come back! Come back!
Suppose I should discover everything.
No one ever escapes. There is no escape. Why would you even try?
Where'd the black soul gem go?
"1,000 steps, and 1,000 more."
I wonder if the fire's still burning in the Imperial City. Why can't I just die? I fear I'm cursed to walk this desolate land forever. think a vampire would be... Alright, let's do this. Well, you asked for it. Ashes to ashes.
Ow.
Stay close to me. We'll take them all together. I'm not someone to be trifled with. I feel terrible for the dead who end up here for eternity. Seems awful, like they're still suffering.
I must return to the frontline Alessian headquarters at once. Lives are hanging in the balance.
You'd think a vampire would be right at... Who's there?
look what we have here. Someone with flesh on their bones.
What's the matter with you?
Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a whole coven of necromancers. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that could double-cross a necromancer?
So that's how you got here?
You got it. Horse, wagon, and all. Plopped here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. People would track me down just to see what I had for sale.
Got anything left?
Very funny. And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here.
Must be something you want.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You know, those ugly fungus-looking things growing out of the ground. Bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart.
Fair enough.
Odds
What do
and
you have?
ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather, before all of this nonsense happened to me. Tell me what you're looking for, and maybe we can make a deal. If you have the husks.
Don't have 25 husks.
No husks, no sale. Guess you have some scavenging to do.
Okay, so let's look for husks. Okay. Okay, there's one. There's one. That's worthless.
You think of that?
Damn, you really took care of them.
Well,
What do you want?
What exactly are you doing?
How does anyone expect me to write my opus with all of these rude interruptions?
Opus? What do you mean?
What do I mean, indeed? If I hadn't lost all of the pages, I wouldn't be in this predicament, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Let's start at the beginning.
Well, I suppose a moment or two of my time couldn't hurt. I am Jib. Some call me Saint Jib. Others call me Jib the Eradicator. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Nope, never heard
I
of it.
can't say that I'm surprised by your answer. Until I get my second volume published, no one will ever know of my achievements.
Are you talking about a book?
I'd hardly call a 26-volume epic simply a book. Surely you've heard of the rise and fall of Saint Jib the Eradicator, hero of Morrowind and savior of the Dulma.
No. Maybe a shorter title is in order? How's your work doing so far?
Terrible. Simply terrible. I was in the midst of writing the second volume, and they just threw me into this prison. It's unfair.
Who threw you in here?
That damned Remora and his minions. They didn't even give me a chance to explain who I was.
But the Moria captured you?
Well, I assume so. It cast a spell at me from some kind of strange black crystal. Next thing I knew, I arrived here.
Your soul was trapped.
My what? Wait. That means...
You're dead?
No. All these wasted months? Or has it been years? I don't even remember how much time has passed. No, my work will never see the light of day. My name will be forgotten.
Could I help?
Perhaps. Do you have a way out of here?
I do, but you can't leave that way.
Maybe I can't leave, but my writings can. In order to write the second volume of my opus, I need the notes from my first volume. Otherwise, I need to do all of this from memory.
How many pages did you
When
lose?
I was tossed in here, I felt myself falling. I dropped the pages I'd been holding. There were 10 of them in all. Find them for me, please. I beg you.
How'd you earn your nicknames?
Ah, yes. Say Jib, Jib the Eradicator, Jib the Magnificent. I've earned a lot of those titles thanks to my campaign against the Winged Menace.
Winged Menace?
Yes, I'm speaking of the Cliff Racer, of course. Wretched things. They used to crisscross the skies over Morrowind like vermin. Nasty flying creatures with a habit of sneaking upon the unwary.
What was your campaign against them?
After I was freed from prison, I decided to turn my life around. Give something back to the people of Morrowind. It became quickly apparent that the best way I could help would be by wiping out the Cliff Racers.
Were you successful?
Indeed I was. I hunted down and killed every last one of them. Took years. The people of Morrowind
Saran
were
is
so
teleported.
grateful to have the roads safer again. They took to calling me Saint Jib, and then the other names followed.
You said you were in prison?
That was a dark time in my life. I did a lot of things I ended up regretting. Maybe that's why I worked so hard to redeem myself once I was freed.
What did you do?
I murdered others for money. And before you think I belong to some romantic or secretive guild, think again. I was simply an addict who needed money for skooma. The stuff wasn't cheap, and murder always seemed to be in demand.
How'd you get caught?
I finally bit off more than I could chew. I was paid to assassinate some high-ranking official from House Redorin. What I didn't know is someone had hired the Morag Tong to kill him as well.
Rival assassin?
Exactly. He got to my target first and called the guard to cover his tracks. By the time I got there, the place was on alert. Walked right into a trap and didn't even realize it until I was captured.
So what ended up happening to you?
They tried me for murder, threw me on a prison ship, and sent me to the jail in Vivek City. Gave me a lot of time to think, that's for sure.
Why would Damora attack you?
Well, that's a ridiculous question. Everyone traveling through here has said that the Oblivion Gates have been opening all over Tamriel.
That was a bit before my time.
Has it been that long? Oh my. Well, it started with the followers of Mehrunes Dagon having Emperor Uriel Septim VII assassinated. Without a Septim on the throne of the Empire, Dagon was able to leave Oblivion through the gates and attack.
Why was Dagon able to
All
do
I
this?
heard is that without a Septim sitting on the throne of the Empire, the dragon fires in a place called the Temple of the One were no longer lit. This meant that we were vulnerable to the forces of Oblivion.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Everything seemed fine until that Dremora attacked me. I only heard later about the gates from the other souls. I can only assume the gates have been closed by now.
Where were you captured?
I had just moved from my ancestral home in Morrowind to the continent of Cyrodiil. I settled in the city of Kavach to write my memoirs and to find some peace and quiet.
Is that where you were attacked?
One moment I was writing diligently, and the next, my door bursts open. It was a cadre of Dremora. The city was under attack. I took it upon myself to join the cause and fight the Dremora, thinking this would simply be another feather in my cap.
Didn't work out that way, I
The
assume.
reason I'm standing in front of you as only a whisper of my former self should tell you that. I never knew what became of Kavach. I wonder if they were triumphant without me.
Alright, let me go find
At
those
this rate,
pages for you. I found 5 of them.
my first volume will be complete. Don't give up. Did I call it the Great Hunt? Or was it just...
rifle way.
Hey, so... We
Yeah?
haven't relaxed at a tavern in a while. Our adventuring has been getting more tiring lately, so some reprieve would be nice.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Now, let's get going. The sun here, it's not great.
There's
for
no
my
sun
skin,
here.
if you know what I mean. I feel terrible for the dead who end up here for eternity. Seems awful, like they're still suffering.
Trade some things
This
with
is
you.
what I've got.
Okay, I need how about you hold on to those. Have the ingots. Have the ore. Firewood. Grand soul gems. Other strips.
You sure you don't need this?
You asked for it. Pretty good out there. Nice work.
Dunavir, destroyer of souls and harbinger of the fallen.
Mother? Mother!
Maker, you can't be.
Serana? Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him, to make everything right.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter? It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down.
There's no ruse. I want to keep her safe.
Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here for the Elder Scroll.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
How does Serana fit in?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
The tyranny of the sun requires Serana's blood?
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
You're saying Harkon means to kill her?
If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
I would never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
I'll kill Harkon.
If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans?
And Serana's opinion on
You
this?
care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
Shrine believes in me. Why won't you?
Serana, this stranger aligns herself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to her.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana, if you'd only open your eyes... The
moment
your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So, to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about? You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different. But in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again, but I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Do you have the Elder Scroll?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
What do we need to do?
We need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
We'll return soon.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnavir roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
If I leave the Soul Cairn, can I safely return?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
How'd you become imprisoned here?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
What was the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
They tricked you?
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
You become trapped?
Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
You've been in prison here for all this time?
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in.
Why haven't you pursued the prophecy?
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
What sort of
If
attention?
eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
So you prefer living in the shadows?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
Who are the Ideal Masters?
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the soul cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
What do they
Well, some
resemble?
necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the soul cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And the crystals?
Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
Why would they require substance?
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the soul cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
What do the masters provide in
The
return?
ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here, as harvested souls.
Okay, we'll be
Be
back.
careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison.
How are you feeling after talking to your mother?
Relieved, I think. All those things had been building up for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her.
Why did you ever agree to her plan?
Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them.
She doesn't seem fond of him.
The moment we gave ourselves to Molag Bal, things got really icy between them. They were both drunk with power and pulling in different directions. Then he found that prophecy, and that was it.
And you were caught in the middle.
I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now.
Shouldn't blame yourself.
I know that in my head, but I just can't help feeling bad about the way things are. Sorry. I know you're trying to help. Thanks. Anyway, we should keep moving.
Alright. So many unexplored places. Let's see what's in this house. Hey, it's Arvak again. How do I get up in there? Through here, maybe?
find yourself becoming one of us.
I never pull my punches. Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison. Hold on. Did you hear something?
Gotta hit that fucking kill camera.
close to me. We'll take them on. Are you all right? Let's kill those keeper things.
Wonder where the last page is at.
Death is but a door, time is but a window. I'll be back.
Hold on. Did you hear something? Let's see how you like this.
I must return to the front line Alessian headquarters at once. Lives are hanging in the balance. I must return to the frontline Alessian headquarters at once. Lives are hanging in the balance. You saved him! His soul is free, I can feel it! He's such a loyal beast. Here, I'll teach you how to call him to you. He'll help you get around this wretched place. But I'm sure he'd be much happier someplace sunnier. Goodbye, hero. Take good care of Arvak for me. Such a good horse.
Weapons up. I sense some. Weapons up. Good night. Done. The barrier should be gone now. Let's head back.
we found my mother alive. Well, you know.
I'm missing a page.
The sooner we get out of this place, the...
Hmm. Which note am I missing? I'm missing number 2.
The barriers.
It's saying it's there?
Should be gone now. Let's head back.
Oh, there's a place I haven't discovered. This is probably it.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone.
You have all of my pages.
Here's all of them.
Finally. I never thought I'd see these again. These pages meant the world to me. Thank you.
So now
Volume 2 begins. What else?
I'll be off then.
Oh, wait a moment. Here, I want you to have these before you go. A pristine copy of my first volume. Only one in print, actually. And take this as well. Seeing as Saint Chib has ascended to pure spiritual form, I won't need it any longer.
The barrier should be gone now.
Brought some soul husks? Or are you wasting my time?
Anything left to sell?
Of course I do. What do you want?
Splatoon?
Sure, here you go. Can't understand a word of it. Maybe it will do you some good.
Oh, you're dead. That's enough out of you.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive.
Are you able to give us the scroll now?
Yes. Please follow me. Keep watch for Durnafir. With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
Wait, I hear something.
It's Durnafir. He's here. Defend yourselves!
Where'd you come from?
forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon.
What makes you say that?
Volumes written on Durnevere allege that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless...
Go on.
the soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's scaly hide. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Durnevere's physical form while he reconstitutes himself.
How long would that take?
Minutes, hours, years. I can't even begin to guess. I suggest we don't wait around to find out. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll and you can be on your way.
That's it.
Now that you've retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way.
You're staying here?
I have no choice. As I told you before, I'm a daughter of Cold Harbor. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition.
We'll return to you. We'll return for you when we can.
I appreciate your concern for me, but Serana is all that I care about. You must keep her safe at all costs. Remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. No matter what he promises, he'll deceive you in order to get what he wants. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left.
I'm glad we found the scroll, but I wish she could come with us. Come on, let's go home.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin.
I thought you were dead.
Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death.
Why are we speaking?
I believe in civility among seasoned warriors. And I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle. I therefore name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue.
I find you equally
Your
worthy.
words do me great honor. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you.
What kind of favor?
For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there.
What's stopping you?
I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded place. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more.
How could I
I
help?
will place my name with you and grant you the right to call my name from Tamriel. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum.
Just call your name in Tamriel, that's it?
Trivial in your mind, perhaps. For me, it would mean a great deal. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right.
Okay, see ya.
The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father. I'm glad you're here.
Does it bother you that we're working against your father?
I can't say it surprises me. I kind of figured we were heading for this someday. I just didn't know when.
Would it be hard for you if we had to kill him?
If. I've been assuming that's where this is all going. I've been trying to make my peace with it. Come on, we can talk about this another time. I could really bury myself in a good book right about now. Hey, so... about what happened right before we entered the Soul Cairn. I don't know how you're okay with all this. Was it really worth it? Exchanging your mortality so that we could find my mother and get the scroll?
That what I thought was needed.
But you're no longer human anymore. I took that away from you, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's my fault. I brought this up. If you didn't know, then
But this was my choice.
I'm sorry. I got caught up in the past for a moment there. I wouldn't want something to ever get forced on you. I don't want to see a repeat of my life in yours. But I'm glad that you reminded me of this. You chose this. What about Isran and the others? You have become the very thing that you swore to destroy.
You do bring up a good point there. I should find a way to get cured before I talk to them.
I've heard that there's someone named Phalion in Morthal. Maybe you should go speak with him. So, where are we off to now?
Let's get going.
Ow, the sunlight burns.
I think now would be a good time to talk.
Yeah. We're finally back.
I wasn't sure we'd make it out of there in one piece. I know this sounds weird, but I felt kind of scared. For you. For both of us. The Ideal Masters could do anything, really. They could have trapped us there for one. I wouldn't like to be a hostage for eternity. Again.
Global Vampire believes in some unforeseen forces, huh?
Maybe you're a pile of talking script jelly. The Ideal Masters are real. Everything I said about the Soul Cairn was real. There are trapped souls, cryptic, floating entities. We fought an undead dragon. What we saw basically spelled out everything I had read about that place. The Soul Cairn, realm of oblivion as ruled by the Ideal Masters. And, of course, you didn't see them. They're called unseen for a reason. Ugh. Wait. You're just messing with me, aren't you?
No, look at my eyes. We're still trembling with horror. You had better company than Elder Scrolls this time.
It's not funny. Maybe next time, I'll be the one to personally soul trap and place you in the Soul Cairn. See how you take that.
With dignity and that, of course.
You really don't give up, do you? Seriously. I'm just glad it's all over. I know I can be moody sometimes, but honestly, I appreciate that you're keeping our spirits up. Thanks. Look, there is something I'd like to tell you, and I really feel like now's the time. Do you like me? Not just as a friend, but as something else? I think you know what I mean.
Proceeds the kissing scene. Alright, everybody. One viewer. Okay, kissing scene.
Hopefully this won't be awkward.
Oh, it was just that? Nothing else? Alright.
Wow. It's nice, actually. You are so nice and... Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to...
How do you feel, Sarah?
I feel free. For once. I didn't mean to jump you like that. I just wanted to do it. My way, this time. To conquer my fear and do the very thing that still gives me nightmares. On my terms. It had to be someone I trust. It had to be you. I used to see intimacy as a way to deceive, to take advantage, and most of all, to demonstrate power, control, domination, degradation. It's like, all my life, I've only ever seen a facade. I just wanted to experience what it's really meant to be like for once. With you. Remember, magic's a powerful tool. Use it wisely. What's the plan?
Okay,
Every step we take is steeped in history.
let's go to Morthal. Then we'll save my game. See if I can't cure my vampirism. Oh.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. I've got another letter from Rallis, but this is the last thing I'm delivering for him. That place is just too much for me. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
My talents are much needed here in order to keep Morthal safe. Till next time.
I guess I need to go talk to the Dawn Guard to get cured of my vampirism. Anyway, I'm gonna save the game. Wait. Okay.